everybody, this is Gene with G Squared Tactical back at you again. Got something pretty cool today. This is the Bond Arms Roughneck edition. This happens to be in the 45 ACP. They also make this in a 2.5-inch barrel and a 9mm. You can interchange these barrels. Very simple to raise up. Put your two cartridges in there and close it back with the little lever here on the side. You just push it down, raise it forward, put your ammunition in there, and simply close it back. Pretty cool little gun. I've seen them before in the past, and honestly steered clear of them because of the extreme price. Most of the ones I saw somewhere $800 to even as much as $1,200. Of course, they look way more flashy than this one does. I guess that's why this one's called the Roughneck edition. It has rubber. Like if you have seen these in the past, you will notice that the ones in the past had wooden grips, real nice, well-defined wooden grips. Looked very, very good, very aesthetically pleasing. You would have noticed that the entire gun, the frame, the trigger, the hammer, everything would have been beautifully machined, polished, and shined up, much like you see on the side of the barrel here. They kind of cut down on some of the machining. They basically took the frame, the trigger guard here, they bead blasted the rough areas off of it, and that was pretty much that. They didn't really do a whole lot of machining to it, and I guess that's the reason for the lower price. On the rear of the hammer here, it is polished. The contact points on the inside of the hammer also is polished. The side of the hammer, the top of the hammer where these serrations are not polished. And again, on some of the older ones, you would have seen, and they still do make some way more expensive that are polished. You have this slide bolt safety here. Essentially, you push it from the left to the right and it's ready to fire. Push it back from the right to the left, and it basically just stops the hammer from, you can still pull the trigger, as you can well see. It just essentially stops the hammer from hitting the firing pin. Seems to be a pretty adequate safety. You know, it doesn't seem like there would be any room for failure there. Again, the barrel is 2.5 inches. I think they make one similar to this in a very good price range. I think it's called the Rowdy something. I can't exactly remember. Rowdy, I don't know. Anyway, but it's a 3-inch barrel, and I think you can get it in a 410, 45 long Colt, 357, a few other calibers besides the 2.5. We did shoot this gun a little bit, and I will say that sitting here at the kitchen table, because it's so windy and noisy outside today, sorry about the lighting, we will do some still shots, but anyway, just sitting here away from the range and pulling the trigger and letting the hammer fall down, etc. You can pull the trigger with the barrel up. As you can see, the trigger felt very light because it's 4.5 pounds. But once you're out there on the range and you try to get you a nice good grip on it, you notice that your finger starts going a little too far up into the trigger guard. And I'm telling you, if you don't get the very tip of your finger on that trigger when you're out there live action, so to speak, you will make yourself make it very difficult, make it feel like it's a 10-pound trigger, number one. And by the time you do figure it out and you pull the trigger, you've kind of lessened your grip up a little bit, and it can be a little painful. So I can only imagine a 410, 45 long Colt and a 3-inch the same way. It's only, what is it, about 20 ounces, 21, 20 and a half, something like that. But it feels heavier than that. It's hard to explain. I guess since it's so small, it's kind of deceptive, but it's definitely a hunk of steel, which I guess it would about have to be in the small package that it's in, and some of the calibers that this comes in. Of course, it is a single action only, double barrel, almost like a revolver, I guess, but it's not a revolver. It's a double barrel pistol with which, of course, like I said, is single action. The height on it is 3 3/4 high. The width is 1.12 inches wide. The overall length is about 4.5 inches. Trigger pull, like I said, is about 4 to 4.5. I know that if you go to the manufacturer, it says it's about 412 or something like that. I found that it seemed to be a little lighter than that with my gauge. Maybe my gauge jacked up, I don't know. I did paint a little white dot on the front of my sight, otherwise it does not come with that. They are fixed sights. This is definitely not a gun you're winning competitions with. By the time that I had shot this enough to actually get on target where I was aiming, my doggone hand was hurting. And so this, in every sense of the phrase, is a get off me gun, a gut gun, up close and personal. Again, you're not winning competitions with this gun, and how well that you will be shooting and bragging to your friends about how you shot or hit right where you were aiming. I know that on some of the old, Bond arms, these Derringers, whatever you guys call them, this is a Bond arm, they did not have the trigger guard. The nice thing about this one is that the trigger guard is removable by simply removing I'm not sure what that is, T10 maybe. I'm not sure. There's just a little screw here on the inside of the frame, and that you can take out and just simply take this trigger guard off if you don't like it there. I personally like it. I don't know why. It makes me feel safer, I guess. Without the hammer back, it doesn't really matter. And I also like it aesthetically. And if you guys have watched any of my other videos, I like my aesthetics. I like the way things look. So again, my wife, I think she shot, I don't think she pulled the trigger the second time. I really don't. And she shot it the first time. Maybe she would like the 9mm version better. I'm not sure, but she said no. She said it hurt her hand too much. So I don't know that most people or maybe women are going to put this in their purse and pull it out and use it for self-defense. Although I guess it wouldn't matter if your hand hurt if you did need to use it for self-defense. But, there's other options out there. This is a piece that's going to strike up a conversation. I guess it's a conversation starter. It's, and that's kind of why I bought it, because of his unique look. It looked beefy, a little mean thing, But after I bought it, like a friend of mine said, it's very, very convenient to just, again, it only has 2 rounds. So, I guess you better really be up close and personal if something goes down. But it's just very convenient just to slide into your pocket. Did not have to put it in a holster or anything like that. It seemed, especially with these rubber grips, to stay right in place in your pocket, did not move around. Very easy to pull out. You can kind of pull it out with the hammer, already be ready to pull it back. I mean, I definitely can see an argument or a use for it in a self-defense application, maybe in a backup capacity, I suppose. And you could tell that it's a very, very, of course, cost effective, but the rifling, the 1 in 12 twist, the inside of the barrel, the sides of the barrel here, nothing changed from the more expensive versions of this. So the things that matter did not change. Most of the reason for the difference in the pricing is, of course, the less amount of time they had to work on it by machining it and polishing it. And, you can see some machine marks, and it doesn't take long for you to stare at it or bump it on something to realize that the finish is definitely not as durable or resilient as as the finishes on the more expensive ones. So in a lot of ways, you are paying for a finish on the other ones. This gun, I paid like $249 for this gun. I think the MSRP is $269, I believe. $249. That's kind of guilt free. Very, very cool little gun. I really enjoyed shooting it. I guess more so for the competition part of it. Just like I'm gonna hit what I'm aiming at, because it's very hard to pick up the sights. And again, you overly anticipate a lot of the recoil sometimes. And the rubber grips kind of help with that. And it is 400 series stainless steel in the barrel here, and the frame is a investment cast, so it's made very well. And like I said, you can tell that by just holding it in your hand. So that does help with some of the recoil, but it still packs a little bit of a punch for something so small. So it just came with the gun. Again, I'm the one that put the white dot on the front sight so I could see it better. Whatever, you may not need it. Come with a little plastic case. Not sure that matters. It's got some little foam inside of here, and it's got a nice little pamphlet here with a bunch of, or all their different types of. I think I'd like to have that one up top there, that one with the long barrel. Anyway, they make a bunch of these things, and after shooting it, carrying it around, I am very intrigued. You got some in here that's got "In God We Trust" on it, and I'm very intrigued. And if I look at this too much, I'm probably going to go out and buy a couple more of them when I don't really need to, because I don't want to get slapped by my wife. So just your standard box. Most of the time I end up chunking these, although I hold on to them now because of the channel and want to tell everybody what it all comes with. But if you want a conversation starter, a very unique piece, something to certainly show off when your buddies come over or your long lost friends, this will definitely do the trick. Easily fits inside of your pocket without any type of holster. No malfunctions, no issues whatsoever. The barrel didn't lock up when I was shooting it. It still come free very easily. Not much to cleaning them. Ramrod, ream out your barrels a little bit. Pretty much done. Not a whole lot that needs to be oiled, if anything at all. And it's just a kind of a maintenance-free, neat little pocket pistol that I believe that you will very much so enjoy. And Bond Arms, although in the very beginning of their existence, they probably weren't necessarily well known for their quality, has definitely been making some very, very quality, unique pieces for quite some time now. So you can definitely trust that it's going to be around for quite a many years to come, and it can definitely, as I said, be used as a self-defense piece. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching the channel. I know we haven't been able to get out to the range much lately, but just like I'm sure you as well, we have just not been able to get ammo, and we're not big enough to get free ammo from anyone, if that's even going on anymore. So we apologize that we haven't been able to get to the range much to do a whole lot of shooting. We did shoot this. We are going to attach it, or already have attached it, to this video. So we did get to shoot it a little bit just to show you how it functioned. And we hope that you continue to enjoy the tabletop reviews. And as long as we're able to, we're going to do that. And we promise to get to the range just as soon as whatever's wrong with the world gets fixed and we get ammo becomes available and affordable again. Again, thank you. This is the Bond Arms Roughneck Edition, 2.5-inch barrel, and the 45 ACP can also be picked up in the 9mm. Thanks again.